That's how you launch a season. Hello everybody, back again. How are you today? Hope you're well. As I record this in the UK, the temperature here is about 30 degrees. It's hotter than Satan's ass after he's eaten a vindaloo. It's not fun. It's not fun. But anyway, I promised, and this is my review for season 25 opener, Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, this is arguably the classic story I watched the most, simply because when I was growing up, when I was a teenager and that lot, and my mate had a load of Doctor Who VHSs, and Remembrance of the Daleks was one of them, and I watched it dozens of times over the years. I love this story. I'm going to say right now, it's 10 out of 10. I know some of you like to see what I'm going to give it and that lot, but no, 10 out of 10 straight away. It's an all-time classic, and it's rightly held up as one of the all-time greats of Doctor Who. Russell T Davies says that this story is one of those that helped launch the Time War, and yeah, absolutely. The Doctor tricks Davros into destroying Skaro. It's absolutely part of the fucking Time War. But anywho, basically it launches season 25. It's the silver anniversary of Doctor Who, so of course it's going to go back to 1963, November-ish 1960. Well, it's meant to be November, but it's quite clearly the summer, so it's weird temporal fluctuations. I love the fact that there are many Easter eggs in this story, but not one of them takes you out of it. Not one of them is pointless. Not one of them stops any neutral viewer who doesn't have an in-depth knowledge of Doctor Who. Doesn't make them go, well, what's that mean? Do I need to watch another story? No. But just there. For part of the fun. Long-time viewers will know what they are. People who never watched Doctor Who before. It's just references to past adventures Doctor had. I love the fact that 76 Totters Lane is in this, and unlike the pointless cameo it's had in Attack of the Cybermen, this time it's integral to the story. In fact, before I watched Remembrance of Daleks, I watched episode 1 of An Unearthly Child, named An Unearthly Child. And this sort of serves as a sequel to it as well. Basically, the Doctor left something behind, the Hand of Omega, and the Seventh Doctor's now gone back to try and pick it up to give to the Daleks. Now, this is a Seventh Doctor that is a lot different from what we got from the previous season. He is scheming, he's manipulative, he is several steps ahead of the Daleks, and sometimes the Daleks trick him. He makes mistakes, and people die as a result. And instead of just being all flippant about it, it weighs down on him. It does. There's a great scene in a cafe. Remember Doctor talking about ripples in time. Every decision makes a ripple in time. It's fantastic. You've got Group Captain Gilmore, who's pretty much a proto-brigadier. In fact, the Doctor calls him brigadier when he first meets him, purely out of accident. Purely by accident. And he's got his own little proto-unit as well. He's got Rachel and... I forgot her bloody name. I'm rubbish with names. Hold on. I'm going to pause this so I can have a look. Back again, it's Alison. I wouldn't have got there in a month of Sundays. Thankfully, I've got all this media stuff behind me to help. And yeah, Alison, and it was pretty much Joe and Liz. And you've got Mike Yates. I mean, Mike. It's not Mike Yates, but it's very much written as Mike Yates for the first 2 episodes. You know, blasting a machine gun. He's got that cool biker's, the RAF bomber type jacket type he's got. And yeah, he's one of the good guys. He's handsome, he's suave, he's charming. No, he's a fascist. Yeah. Wow. Doctor Who does fascism. It shows how racist 1963 was for most people. It doesn't hide it either. It's a major part of the story. You got when Mike says we have to look after our own first. It's like, dude, what the fuck? second it's revealed he's a fascist, he's going to die. And he's got a mate slash boss called Ratcliffe, and they're members of something called the Association, who are pretty much fascists. And that's how it was in the 60s. Far right really took hold of Britain 20 years after Britain fought fascism. And sadly, it's still prevailing today in the UK. We never learn from history, do we? But yeah, shit show, really. You got the scene where Ace is in a boarding house, bed and breakfast, and Mike's mum, you think, oh, she's a lovely old lady, isn't she? Ace turns over, so I'm expecting to read vacancies or whatever. Nope, it says no coloureds. Holy fuck. Admittedly, when I first watched this story, when I was a young teenager, this part of the story just went straight over my head. But it's integral. Basically, these are fascists working with the Daleks who were essentially based on Nazis by termination. And lo and behold, the Daleks just turn on, cut them down because they're different. I think that's brilliant. You got the Imperial Daleks fighting Renegade Daleks. Both sets look fucking gorgeous. You got the Special Weapons Dalek. It's just a fucking tank. It is amazing. Special Weapons Dalek. Just doesn't take any shit off anyone. It just blows Daleks apart left, right and centre. And there's a very good story behind the scenes, because obviously this was being filmed publicly. It was underneath Waterloo East Station. And when the Daleks exploded, the explosions were that big that it released a lot of soot that had been built under the bridge for years, which obviously just went up into the atmosphere. People thought a bomb had gone off, planted by the IRA. Fire engines went tail-arsing down. And yeah, out of smoke come 3 Daleks. I'd have loved to have seen them look on their faces to be confronted by that. Yeah, one of the things I love as well about the story is you get the idea that the Seventh Doctor and Ace have been travelling for a while by this point. They are confident in each other, they trust each other, they're best mates, which I love. I love that it references several parts of An Unearthly Child, and the first Doctor is referenced once or twice. And yeah, I think it's awesome. It is an all-time classic. It takes place roughly about a month after An Unearthly Child. There is a line of dialogue the Doctor says when he's talking to the vicar, when he's burying the hand of Omega, says that basically it's been a month since he was there last, which I'm happy with. I accept that. You get a bit more of a Time Lord mythology. The Doctor lets slip that they had a lot of issues with Hand of Omega. Well, he says, boy, didn't we have issues with that. And Ace is like, we? Now, I think he means it's for royalty. Like, I'm a Leicester City supporter. When I'm talking about, say, we won that game. We've brought this player. We've solved that player. It doesn't mean I'm playing for him. It's just it's a royal we. It's not literally a we. It's not having a piss. It's just, we is. But when he gives Ace that last little look when Ace isn't looking, it's like, if he let slip, maybe he was there. Well, now we know he was. But yeah, Remembrance of the Daleks. I could talk about this story for hours. Because it's so fucking good. Seriously, if you haven't watched any classic stories and you're not sure which one to watch Remembrance of the Daleks. It's one of the first ones I ever watched. It's still one of my all-time favourites. It's fucking phenomenal. 10 out of 10, easily. And yeah, season 25 is off with a bang, with a fine start, and it's just a shame nobody was watching it. But my next review will be for The Happiness Patrol, where Maggie Thatcher makes her debut as Doctor Who villain. Well, it's not really Maggie Thatcher, but the villain was based on Maggie Thatcher. And that's one I look forward to watching. I'm not sure when that'll be, possibly next week. But yeah, have fun everybody. See you all soon. Bye.